The call came in the middle of the morning rush. My son's teacher, her voice sharp, urgent. You need to come right away. No explanation, just tension packed in every syllable. I drove too fast, parked crooked, and stormed through the school doors like I was entering hostile ground. Police were already there, blue lights flashing across walls covered in children's drawings. A uniformed officer pulled me aside, away from my son, away from the classroom. His voice was calm, almost rehearsed, but I caught the crack beneath it. What we found on that tablet is disturbing. I braced myself for anything but this. When he showed me, the air ripped from my chest in a single violent breath. Images, messages, video fragments. Not from my son's tablet, my wife's. And suddenly, everything clicked. The real horror wasn't what my child had carried to school. It was what my wife had hidden inside that device. I sat in that sterile room staring at the tablet, knowing it had just split my life in two. The officer's words blurred together. Evidence, seizure, forensic team. But my mind was elsewhere. Home. Her hands. Her smile. Her late nights disguised as work. The missed hours, the secrecy. I had told myself stories to excuse them, deadlines, exhaustion, meetings. But now I saw them clearly, a second life. A hunger she thought she could bury. She had cloaked herself in my trust. She had used our son's innocence as cover. At first, I felt nothing. Not anger, not grief. Just a cold stillness like frost settling over a battlefield. After giving my statement and signing forms, I picked up my son. He clutched me tightly, confused. Dad, am I in trouble? No, I whispered. But someone else is. I didn't confront her that night. I wasn't ready. Instead, I observed, waited, collected. Old instincts I thought I'd buried returned like muscle memory. I mirrored her routines. Noticed every slip, every change in her tone when she answered the phone, every flicker of guilt in her eyes when she caught me watching. I dug through her cloud backups she hadn't fully erased. Recovered deleted fragments still buried in system caches, enough to draw a pattern. It wasn't chance. It was deliberate, organized, structured. She hadn't stumbled into this. She had chosen it. And worse, she'd done it under the same roof where our child slept. I sat across from her at dinner, nodding at her empty small talk, her rehearsed laugh. Meanwhile, my mind ran like a machine, calculating how far her betrayal stretched and how far I'd need to go to end it. Violence? No, that would be too simple, too merciful. I planned something sharper. Exposure. Because nothing destroys a betrayer faster than their own truth. When the evidence was ready, it came in a tidy folder. Hard copies, verified, sealed. It wasn't just what she consumed. It was what she shared. Her face, her voice, her messages. She wasn't a spectator. She was a participant. I slid the folder across the kitchen table. She didn't open it right away. She only studied my face, and something in her cracked. When she finally turned the pages, her lips parted, and a strangled sound escaped. I can explain, but there are no explanations for decay that deep. I didn't yell, didn't strike. I asked her one question, voice like stone. How long did you think you could hide this? Her silence was the most honest thing she'd given me in years. I didn't threaten. I didn't need to. I'd already backed up everything, in 3 places. Then I placed a single flash drive on the table beside her shaking hands. Tomorrow, I said quietly, this goes to the authorities, unless you're gone tonight. No custody fight, no money, no argument. You walk out with nothing, or the world sees what's inside that tablet. Her face went pale. She tried to plead, but her voice collapsed under its own weight. In that moment, she understood. She wasn't bargaining with a husband. She was bargaining with inevitability. And inevitability doesn't bargain. She left before dawn, suitcase half-packed. No goodbye to our son. The silence she left behind was heavier than her footsteps, but it was clean. I watched the sun rise from the same table where her world had ended. My son shuffled into the kitchen, hair messy, eyes half shut. "Where's Mom?" he asked. "She's gone," I told him. And for the first time, the truth didn't taste bitter. Because betrayal, once revealed, loses all power. It only consumes the one who carried it. I felt no pity, no grief, Only clarity. And clarity, I realized, is the sharpest revenge of all.